Okay guys, this is it. I'm actually speedrunning Minecraft with an important year. What? You know what I think of this? See you later, 2020. You sucked. Woo! Destroying 2020 was so much fun. Maybe I'll go make a YouTube video now. Here we are. Now, what to make today? Perhaps we'll make a video about government. Because, well, no one left me any ideas in the comments. So, yeah, I'll just upload some videos. Beep, beep, beep. Hey, Eaters, my name is Yeetboy, and this is my YouTube channel. Also, please go subscribe to the Yeet Team. It's the best channel ever. So, yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff there. So, please subscribe and leave ideas in the comments. Also, leave ideas for my channel in the comments, because I haven't really seen any of those. So, just, keep that in mind. And, yeah, let's get to the video. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about the government of Skyzania. And it's going to be pretty similar to the government of the United States, because it'll have three branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. The legislative and judicial work in basically just the same ways as the U.S. Legislative makes the laws, judicial carries them out. They enforce them, and they also decide if they're constitutional or not. So what I'm going to talk about in this video is mostly the executive branch, because of all the departments and agencies inside of it. So the first will be the Department of the Armed Forces. And the sub-departments of that will be the Department of Ground Forces, which handles all military operations inside Skyzania and on foreign land, and the Department of Seaborne Defense, which handles all military operations involving water transportation and naval missions, and the National Air Force, which handles all military operations involving aircraft and air raids. And then another, which is not quite like the others, but it's still part of the armed forces, the Bureau of Border Protection, which patrols Skyzanian borders, both land and sea, to control immigration and illegal border crossing. Now, the next department will be the Department of Farming, and the sub-departments of that will be the Food Welfare Agency, which checks to make sure all food in restaurants and other services is safe and healthy, and the Farm Risk Agency, which checks and regularly inspects farms to make sure the farms have no player health risks inside. The next is the Crop Preservation Agency, which makes sure the land around a farm is competent to plant crops in and works to make sure no aspects of the farm hurt nature. The next is the Farm Management Agency, which makes sure all farms are providing an adequate amount of crops and food. The next department will be the Department of Exchange, and the sub-departments of that will be the Export and Trade Security Agency, which controls all exports and checks for flaws in imports. The International Commerce Agency, which opens up trade with other countries, carries out trade laws, and promotes district and national exports. And the IRS Patent Office, which gives people the right to own an invention and decides if the invention can be exported. The next department I will talk about is the Department of Education. The subdepartments of that will be the English Language Office, which promotes English class in all schools, the School Improvement Office, which creates new opportunities for students in schools, and the School First Aid Office, which provides first aid services to all students in schools. The next department I'll talk about is the Department of Fuel and Power. The subdepartments of that will be the Land Preservation Agency, which cleans up hazardous materials and decides which areas are adequate to put non-renewable energy sources in, the Fossil Fuels Agency, which plans sites and programs of coal, charcoal, and crude oil, and the Power Regulation Agency, which decides between opposing plans for sites and regulates power areas as well as deciding which power sources are viable to export. The next department in the country will be the Department of Player Rights. And the first will be the National Health Agency, which plans sites for hospitals and produces medicines to fight diseases, and also provides health care to all citizens equally. And the next subdepartment is the Community Welfare Agency, which makes sure that all towns and cities are of quality living standards and provides necessary security to all inhabitants. And the next subdepartment is the Civil Rights Agency, which follows the Constitution and makes sure all citizens are treated fairly and equally. The next department in the nation is the Department of Urban Planning. The first subdepartment is the National Construction Agency, which plans all build sites and builds them. The next is the Urban Property Availability Agency, which checks all build sites and makes sure they are available to build on. The next is the National Infrastructure Agency, which builds and plans sewers, bridges, roads, sidewalks, rails, water management, bomb shelters, among others. And the next department will be the Department of District. And the subdepartments of that will be the District Security Agency, which provides police forces to districts and regulates gun licenses, the IRS Mission to the Council of Nations, which handles all relations with the Council of Nations, the International Affairs Agency, which provides passports and voting rights, as well as how the IRS deals with other nations, and the Foreign Policy Agency, which sets up policies for relations with other nations. The next department is the Department of the Environment. The first subdepartment is the Marine Wildlife Agency, which protects fish, squid, and other marine animals and their habitats. The next is the National Park Agency, which protects and enhances and preserves national parks. The next is the Natural Resources Agency, which refines ore and distributes resources among districts. It has the power to shut down unconstitutional natural resource facilities. The next department, which is also the final department, is the Department of Economics. And the subdepartments of that are the National Finance Agency, which prints money, advises the president on the national budget, determines interest rates, and controls international spending and lending. The next is the Financial Analysis Agency, which monitors unemployment, debt, spendings, savings, and others. The next is the National Transportation Agency, which plans and resources roads and railways and recommends laws concerning transportations. And the offices in there are the Office of Horse Transportation, the Office of Pig Transportation, the Office of Minecart Transportation, and the Office of Automobile Transportation. And the other subdepartment of the Department of Economics is the National Research Admin, which researches the well-being of the economy. And some of the independent agencies are the Bureau of Mining, which inspects mines for hazards and controls ore exports, the Districts Intelligence Agency, or the DIA, which promotes national security by collecting information discreetly from foreign nations. The Consumer Goods Security Admin, which tests products for sale and decides if they comply with safety regulations. The Election Integrity Service, which keeps elections fair and follows election laws. The Export-Import Bank of Skyzania, which assists businesses exporting goods by providing loans. It also regulates exports and imports. And the final independent agency will be the Bureau of Space Travel, which colonizes and explores other planets to start life off-world. And that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any ideas for builds or laws or anything else I could add to the country, let me know. And if you want it to become a server once I'm finished with it, just let me know that too. I'm still deciding. So yeah. See you next time. Bye. Bye.